Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to install Python on MacBook. So either you have MacBook Pro, MacBook Air or any other MacBook machine or MacBook operating system. Okay. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to install Python and even the download and install Python. Then after we will see what are the different way of running Python program. So first we will be with the help of Python idly or Python default editor, or and the second one is using the Python command prompt. We can normally it's called MacBook terminal, and the third one how to run Python programming Visual Studio Code. If you have Visual Studio Code, then it will very nice editor where you can write the code, and it will be even the more easy to write code and more syntax highlighted. So you already know how the Visual Studio look like. Okay, so if you have already Visual Studio Code, then how you can run the program. Okay, how can you run the Python program? So then these three different methods we are going to learn. So first let's try to install Python. Okay, so if you have already Google, sorry, if you have already any browser, so open the Google, okay, and search bar, then type Python. Okay, so Python, okay, and make sure this is a Python official website. So make some time you can check it out, like just can memorize it, python.org. okay, then click on that, then go to the download section, and then after you can see it will automatically detect your machine. Okay, so my machine is MacBook OS, so it's showing MacBook OS. If you have Window or any other machine, so automatically you will see that version able to download, or it will enable here. Okay, so you don't have to manually select which options we have to select. So just click on that. After that, okay, so you can go here. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more thing before going to installations. If you want to check in my machine if Python is installed or not. Okay, so how can it check in my machine? So you have to use this spotlight search. How we can open shortcut command and space, you can type it and will open. So okay, so open the terminal and check if Python is installed in my machine or not. So to check if Python is installed in my machine or not, so just you have to use Python and then 2 times dash and then version, version. So just type this one. Okay, so why sometimes Python 2, Python 3, so if there was Python 2, so by default it was checking the version, but sometimes it's not working with Python. Okay, so Python means simply Python 2 version. And yeah, if you have Windows machine, so generally if you type this command without using any 3 or 2, you will get the which version of Python installed in your computer, but sometime in MacBook is not able to detecting. So but you don't have to worry about that. So just you have to use like that Python 3, okay, and then version. So it's currently in my machine this version is installed. So in my machine Python is already installed. Okay, but we have recently downloaded the new version. So just I'm going to click on that. Okay, so which one is this one? Okay, so click on that. Okay, and then after continue, agree. Okay, and yeah, it's showing it will take. Please select where you want to install Python. Okay, so 176. Okay, so and then install, and then you have to enter your password of machine. Okay, so installer will access the file in a folder. Okay, Okay, so once the Python is successfully installed your machine, you can see this, you know, folder location where the Python is installed and what are the different things. Okay, so by default you can see these are different things. Ideally, you know, this command license, so you can go through this Python launch or this, but I think it's not very mandatory to memorize all things. Just close this window. Okay, and then where we have to go, you can see congratulations, Python 3.12 and .1 is successfully installed. Okay, so then after what we do is just close this one. Okay, and move to the bin. Okay, so this is a very nice feature in MacBook. Okay, so again I'm going to check same command, Python and dash version. Okay, so again this will show error because this was by default checking for Python 2, Python without any version. By default it is detecting Python 2 version, that is a very old one. Okay, but now most of the people are using Python 3. Okay, so then you have to specify. So you can see latest version is installed. Okay, so how to write code in Python, okay, and how to run it. So whenever we are installing Python, okay, with the help of this way, so by or any way you are installing Python directly without going through this website, you don't have to visit this website. You can directly install Python from here. Okay, so there is with the help of this command, but I'm not going to explain that way, but this was very easy way. Okay, sometimes if you forget the command or how to run and what are the command for installing something, but if you are MacBook user and you're already aware and you have used most of the long over a long period of time, if you are using MacBook, so you will get the memorize the command. But this is a very easy way. So with the help of GUI and with this website, just download the software, and from the software open and download. Okay, and install the same way I just explained to you. Okay, so what we have to do, just we have to search. So if I use a Spotlight search, if you have MacBook, just command and space press together, so we will get this search bar, and then we have to use IDLE. Okay, IDLE. Okay, so ideal or ideally, anyone you can pronounce it according to your easiness or compatibility. Okay, so click on that. So now you can see this is the one cell, idle cell will be open this type of window. So directly you can test your command or test your code here. Okay, so let's like you can write anything like that, hello. Okay, then enter. So you can see these are working. So all the things you can test it here. Okay, 2 by 3 is fine. If 1 greater than 0, like that, print true. Okay, and then just to type is doing this type. But I think if you are writing very long code, so so this cell is not going to be more convenient for you. Okay, so just for checking some of the line, just you can check what are the type of type or something like that, type of 2. So if you want to check just quick check of any code or something like that, is this working or not, so that way this cell is very convenient. You don't have to open a file, write the code, so just you have to use some single line of code or some small code of blocks, so you can directly test it here. Okay, so this is one way. But if you have long program, okay, so suppose you have to write program for swapping of 2 number or anything multi-line, something like that, and you want to permanently save, because once you will close this one, okay, so all the previous thing, what are the code you have written, it will be gone. Okay, it's like this. Okay, so in that case what we have to do, we have to open a file and save the or write the code there and then save it. So how can you do that? So just open a new file and just write anything. Let's define one variables or call greeting. Okay, hello Python. Okay, and then write some message. Namaste. Okay, and then I'm going to print it. So you can write any code. Okay, so that is okay. So first write greeting and then after save this file. So anywhere you can save it. Let's save and download greeting. Okay, so by default you can see this is format is already .py, pyw. So you don't have to explicitly mention here. By default the format will be .py, but if you are using some other normal notepad or something, so you have to explicitly mention the format of the file. Okay, so that will be very chaos way. So just if you want to write some Python code, just open any Python file from here. Okay, so that will be any indentation error or some spacing error will there. Okay, so how can run this one? So so first make sure you can see run is not enabled here, right? So you can see different menus options, but once you open any Python file, okay, let me close this one. Okay, and then again I'm going to relocate, sorry, not relocate, I'm going to check where the file I'm saved. Okay, so this is a file, so open here, select this one. Okay, so you can see if you have multiple Python version you're installing, so you can see all the ideally. Okay, because this was already installed in my computer, again I have installed this one. Okay, so just use the latest one. So I'm open this file. Okay, you can minimize this one again. Okay, so you can see as whenever this file window is open, so you can see run is already enabled. Okay, so when I'm clicking on the run modules, so your Python, where you can see the result, here you can see the result. Okay, so first you are writing some code in a file and then you can save it. Again what you have to do, if you have to write any new files, so you can see either you can open from here or either you can write it from here. So just you can open the new files and then save the code. Okay, so this is the way. So this is one way you can see directly you can write code it here, and also you can open a new file and write the code, and then from those file window you can run this run modules. Okay, so just close this one. There is one other way. So second way, we want to run from the terminal. Okay, so open the terminal. Okay, this one. Also just you have to do what you have to do, just type Python, check if there is coming or not. Okay, so Python is not coming because there's but for Python 2, but we have installed Python 3. Okay, so as soon as you hit the Python 3, you can see the same Python shell will be enabled. Which shell I'm talking about, let me show you. Okay, okay, so this is a Python shell. Okay, so this is Python shell because I have already opened here. Okay, so same way I am opened here. So both are the same, okay, but the environment is different. Either you go from idle, you want to check some line of code, then you can directly do from here, from GUI. And if you want to check some code from terminal, suppose you are writing some code and you are already open the terminal, and you do not have to, you don't have to open in one more window, so you can directly test the any code in, because if there was not GUI, okay, so the console or terminal was only to handle the machines or OS operating system. So that is a very simple way. Any operating system or any editor is when developed, so first any developer, any company try to first create the command line, okay, so then everything is working, then they try to create any GUI based idle or any editor or interpreter or compiler like that, okay. So let's run some command, so you can see the result. Let's write some Python code. Hello India, namaste, okay. So you can see, fine. So this is one way. Let's how to exit one. Let's press the exit, write the exit, just we will exit from this mode, okay. So now we have, so this is the way if you want to test some line of code. So this way you can do either from using idly or either from terminal. For terminal, just you have to type this command. Now we have to run the file. So how can run the file from terminal? So this one, so what you have to do, either you have to manually go to that path, okay, or there is one shortcut. Let's show you. So this is called Python 3. First you have to type the Python 3 and then the file name, okay. So what is the file name? So this is the file name. So just press the command and just click it here, okay. Okay, so okay, fine. So just have to drag and drop. So this is the file locations, and then just you have to write Python 3 because Python 3 is installed in my computer in your system and you are running this file, okay. So just after that Python 3 and then file name. This is the complete path of those file, okay, nothing more. So just hit the enter, okay. So this is the our output, and if you want to check what was inside that code, so you can check it here. So this way where you can write the code in this file, you can make any changes, right? Or let's 2 times 3 times, any times you can write it, so any line of code, anything you can make changes, and from here you can make the changes in file and you can directly run it from here. It's like that. So okay, why again it should be 3 times, right? Because we have made some changes. Why not? Let's test from either you can directly run from here as well, okay. So let's run it. So here 4 times. Why here? Okay, fine. Oh yeah, it's also coming, so there might be some loading time or something like that, okay. So you can run any Python file directly from here, or either you can run from this command prompt or terminal if you are in MacBook. Fine. So these 2 way we have already checked how to run using Python idly and with the help of terminal. Third way, let's open the Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code. Okay, so you can see I have already some Python program, so you can check it from here if you want to check something, or let's something like that. Okay, so this is already have. So see, you can Visual Studio is only editor, okay, and also with the help of different extension and plugins you can also make it GUI based running the Python code like that. That is also different ways possible, but the more thing was more easier way is like just with the help of command you can directly enable the command prompt here as well. You don't have to open different you know window from here, okay, or searching. So once the file is some folder is in open, okay, so whenever you expanding this window, so by default this same location will be open. Same location means same folder location. So again you have to check if you want to list down what are the file name is there. Okay, so these are different file inside this folder. You can see currently we are inside this folder. Okay, so we have to run add to number. Okay, so just type python 3, that is a command, and then after python 3 just give any file name. So add, okay, so this is file name, right, because because why we are getting, because this was a space. Okay, so then after run this, so it's asking for first number 12 less 78, okay, and then the sum of this was this one. You can write any or you can run any other file. Let me just like if you want to run this one, okay, in intel input or init output, okay, like this one. Okay, so same way we don't have to write the complete file path here, just because we have already in the same locations. Same location means the code locations, and the terminal is already pointing to the current folder where the python file is in stored. Okay, so just write the python 3 and then after give the file name, and you can see let's second number 45 and the value of this is like that. Okay, so this is our, let's see the inside the code. Okay, write that. Okay, fine. So this is the different way of how to run a python program. So there is many editors, so I always recommend first make sure to use the default one, because in default editor you don't have to worry extra things. Sometimes plugins issue, sometimes new version is coming, or sometimes edit is not working. Every time you have to make extra setup or different things happening. So till now there is too many editor in market, but still I am using, yeah, if a person is using Visual Studio, that's fine. And most of the good developer, either experienced developer using terminal to run, because even if you are long lasting or if you are a good developer, you will love to use terminal or command prompt, because this is a very easiest way. It might not be in a GUI fancy way for beginner level, that's fine, but as you grown up or you are getting familiar with programming coding, so you will love to use terminal or command prompt. Okay, this is a very, again, if you don't want to install some extra editor, so just, and if you want to run the python, so by default idle is already given there. Okay, and the bit, and also the good thing is here, you can you will get the focused window, not unnecessary things you will have to manage or something like that. This is a good thing, and also you can directly write the code here and then you can run your code. So that is the things I'm just recommending. Please first makes you familiar and make used to with this one, then go with others, any editor or anything like that. Okay, but still this is on your interest, but I'm just recommending, because still I am not using any fancy UI or editor like that, because every editor in backend they are integrating this Python, either they are calling some way, so that way they are little bit lagging or it will take some more time. Okay, but obviously you can do, but it will take little bit more time than default Python idle. Okay, for faster execution like that. Fine. So that's all everyone. I think you got some idea from and you got the complete understanding of how the everything uh, is working. If there is still doubt, so just comment down below, I will try to answer your query. Okay, and still if you are recommending some more video I should create, so then I can also create. Okay, so thank you for watching. Let's meet in another one.